I just woke, slept, and did everything, for these releases. Everything. Just didn't care about anything at all. So, luckily it worked out. A lot of people came. Like, a lot of people came, and when my mom actually talked to them, कि ये क्या है, क्या कर रहा है, and then they gave कि ये है, and तो उनको भी थोड़ा assurance मिला कि oh, actually it's not this idiot in his head, you know.
Hi everyone, I'm Anshul. Welcome to the first episode of Celebrating Individuality with Geekosophers. Here we celebrate individuals, their philosophies, and their geekiness. So, are you ready for an episode full of Geekosophy? Presenting to you Rushabh Roymon. Today we will celebrate his journey as an individual and an artist. So, without wasting any time, let's just jump right in.
So, hi Rishabh, how are you doing? Hi Anjal.
Uh, hey,
Hello,
hey,
Arya.
hello. Happen to be fine, happen to be great.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's first
cool.
start a little bit with a little bit about yourself, basic background, so that everybody knows about a little bit
Uh,
about your family, your education.
so, yeah, so I'm 24. I make music, release some songs, have luckily thought about got some traction to the independent music scene. So and as for as musician wise, I write those songs. I play the guitar. Mostly it's guitar oriented. I start writing process through my guitar. That's where the song starts, and I derive my inspirations from, like, if you listen to the music, you'll get it straight alt rock, singer-songwriters, Green Day, Strokes, alt rock, modern rock, Bob Dylan's sort of stuff. But I don't wish to confine myself to anything. It's just like however my perception of life goes, that reflects in the music. So, and as we go on in life, so change hota rehta hai. So that would be
Right.
about myself and my music. Baki, I would like the music to do the introduction for that. Check out my music. It's on
Of
various
course.
platforms, 3 songs. My dad has like a boring government sort of job, and that makes me wanna see him and was like, not ever doing this. My yeah, man, kind of like same shit over and over again. A price you pay for security, not living. That's not something I'd do. And my mom, she's like been a pillar, love her, and she's like a legend. Like, built various businesses, taught me everything. Mostly one of my best friends. Very special bond I share about her, and more to more, everything I've done, especially with the release. If it wasn't for her support, it would never happen. Yeah. So I was saying education, since like it's like every one of you are like very good at that, and college stuff. So I graduated mechanical engineering with tier 4 college. Hated it. Sucked. I did decent. So my even my bargain at my family was, it's like how it goes na, कि let me do whatever I want. वैसे काफी लड़ाई करनी पड़ी थी, I'm a single child, so no one would want their only child to have a very alternate लाइफ चॉइस, क्योंकि पूरी उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन और इन्वेस्टमेंट की धज्जियां उड़ गई हैं. लाइक बिच वी I worked my ass off to put you in the best school in the city, and you just want to be a loud boy in and just want to make loud ass stuff. And it's a hardest like alt career choice. A lot of very along the path, many compromises were made, क्योंकि every path, every ऐसा choice रहता है ना कि you have like इतना सा time. It's just whatever you do with it. I can either start, for example, like the college mein, there was a bargain for it कि even after 12th, when I was like drop year or something, when I was like not made for this shit, not at all made for this shit. And the only expectation I was had for myself is like, and I got heavy into music after, like, I was in 10th, yeah, 8th, so got very serious after a while. um And after like the drop, mid of the drop, I was like not made for this shit. This made me very miserable. And no matter how much I tried, I just couldn't cut it. Like I was like below average or shitting, like absolutely shitting. So that was like, okay, I am willing to live like a normal life, whatever. The only thing I want is to consistently write songs, do music. And that time I didn't release music. No one knew I wrote songs. No
Mm-hmm.
one knew I played guitar. Wasn't on the internet, to be frank.
When was the first
So
song that you wrote?
to do 11th May about this girl coaching me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
So
god.
yeah, I was such a shy kid. I asked Anshul how shy I was. I couldn't speak to no one. I was very
Mm-hmm.
crippled by social anxiety. I'm very introverted. Still, I'm very introverted, but obviously have changed that thing. Not introversion, but to deal with
Mm-hmm.
people and to be, out
Right.
there. The thing is, so in my college, तो वही होता है ना कि every part of the way you make a choice what to do. So the choice started for me कि yeah, I just wanna, I'll do an okay life, but music can never stop. Nothing is worth more. I don't care if it wasn't about commercial success or even any cloud of success. I was just doing it for myself. Or just coping mechanism होते हैं ना अपने. So I used to cope with life listening to music, writing about it, writing some songs,
Right.
recording it. So only one or two my friends knew, were really really close. No one knew I just played for them, recorded stuff, sent them. Yeah, and
Yeah, that's cute.
उनका saying
That's
nice.
actually cute.
Yeah, I did it like 10th May, 11th May. Them saying yeah, good stuff was all I needed, and I didn't really care much.
So your
And to be
parents,
honest,
like, they must know about it, right? Did you
my
tell them? Like, you
parents
said,
were my parents का तो क्या ही बताऊं, बहुत, it's a hard fight. This is like an It's been an years of us, me and my parents, क्योंकि they used to. So imagine having like a single child. My parents come from a middle class, security oriented mentality. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I love and respect them, especially my mom worked very hard to give me the best they have given me. So, and then seeing them, मतलब उनको भी idea नहीं, can't blame them totally कि they don't, क्योंकि उनकी भी फटेगी ना भाई कि ये क्या कर रहा है भाई. Music is a it's a dangerous path to go in. Like, not gonna lie, jitna I've seen, if you are very privileged, is for the privileged, firstly, foremostly. From like, I'm not on even gonna be subtle about it. I've seen it firsthand. It's a very, very, especially in India, where there's no rigid industry around it. So that side of things जो है ना इंडिया में, वो बहुत ही nascent है अभी. There is no formal structure to it like in the West. There is no, like, everyone who's actually doing it, Bina, have no idea. Every artist I personally know, I happen to very luckily happen to know some very big, great, you know
Mm-hmm.
headlining artists. They've taught me a lot of things, super grateful to them. uh, Even every artist जो are doing it like full time, making it, do playing the weekender big festivals, being on VH1, Indian independent scene से I'm talking,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
नॉन मेन स्ट्रीम, सबका एक स्ट्रक्चर अलग है. Like how they do music, how they get the business, how they write creative process. So there is no one answer to this right now. So it's a very vague, and money is cripplingly low, and the investment is cripplingly high. Like guitars, recording, releasing, and obviously it's a fast and weird world, promotion and all that business. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a privileged pursuit. I'm just being dead honest. So in that way, parents तो डर गए थे, because and I right now feel like it's a big compromise, क्योंकि the money is still dirt. It's nothing almost. Even streaming, say, some of my very close friends have gotten 100K and whatnot, big numbers, but they make like what? For that they make 10,000, and it's not every song is gonna do 100K. 10,000 is nothing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So it is. 10,000 का तो भाई गाना बनता है. Like if you get a good producer, you have to
Yeah.
pay them 10, 12,000 to get it like properly done at a studio. That's the minimum kind of cost, like to get a standard release out there. So
Mm-hmm.
money is dirt. Even that. तो parents तो डरेंगे. It was a very rocky road, but they saw me really suffering, and to a point of very bad dark times, like very bad mental health. So at that point, okay, ये normal रहेगा, जाने दो, चलने दो. They saw it. I mean, tier 4 college मिले, ओके जॉब मिले, लेट्स आगे देखते हैं. एंड इवन आगे देखते हैं तो इंडियन पेरेंट्स काइंड ऑफ गो लाइक, क्या एमटेक कराएंगे. एमटेक अच्छा कराएंगे
उम्मीद
उसको.
उम्मीद नहीं छोड़ी.
बीटेक हो नहीं रही है, एमटेक
चलो.
करेंगे.
हाँ हाँ. So I was like fucking, I just joined that college, whatever I know, and I was like, chalo, I'm out of this JE shithole that was killing me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was finally socializing and whatever. I didn't have minimum expectation the through my education. So bargain went like that. Even in 12th, there was a conversation. Ki, do you really want to do? What do you want to do? Kyunki they saw me, going at it 12 hours, 8 hours a day. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't, that was how I dealt with life, to be frank. So, and grades नहीं आते थे मेरे अच्छे, shitty, pretty much struggled. So they at one point they were like, क्या करना चाहते हो? Do you want to go for a music college? What do you for the how do it full time? Like do it. But the question was, and it's very valid and relevant question. I have zero clue कि आगे जाके मैं क्या करता. Like, let's say you go to a music college. Even today, if you go to a music college, you go there, you learn the craft, but at the end of the day, you need to be out there, and it's all about the business game. Business game, na. No one teaches you that really. So that's where I was gonna be stuck at. And I had no clue. So I was like, no, no, I have no clue. And there were many conversations like that. And fast forward, we started our engineering and shit. So I realized I need to, at that point, I was like, I need to have my own money, start my own life. Then I'll, think about. I needed time to think कि कैसे करते हैं ये. And no clue, no connections, no clue. Being in Jabalpur again. So started engineering normal. उसमें भी there was a bargain. Mechanical में था मैं. No companies का scope ज़्यादा नहीं था. And why I took it? My father government job. So my parents were like, government job करना, scope है, evergreen branch, all that fucking garbage. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I have no clue, bro. I just went with it. So
Okay.
around second year, I realized that this shit is wow. It felt like JE again, and I didn't want to run that race. I'll do
Just
anything
worse.
to. Yeah, gate. That race. Gate wala. Everyone was going at it. I was like, I will do anything but go there, like coaching, anything. And till then, I had no, मेरा belief उठ गया था. I was pretty much a self learner. That's how I learned music.
Right.
That's how even like with the college whatever I did, it was just coaching. I fuck that shit. I would never for me. So so sort of I had a bargain at my house कि तब उनको ऐसा था ना, get good grades. So I'm like, minimum I'll maintain 7, 8, and I'll give you that. You don't mess with me then. You don't tell me what else to do. So I used to maintain that thing, and I used to do music. उनको लगता था भाई ये क्या कर रहा है, क्योंकि I used to do gigs ना cafes में जाके. तो थोड़ा
Mm-hmm.
shame element भी था, तो हमारा लड़का कहाँ बाहर जाके क्या कर रहा है ये. I used to carry shit, and it's
True.
like, so all that shit I
The
did,
typical thing you
but
see in movies.
yeah, I mean,
I think worse than that, maybe,
yeah, no, it
because
wasn't.
यहाँ
It
पे
wasn't. I was lucky
start
enough to
करने
not have it very
के.
bad. It was. I was
अच्छा.
lucky. See, privileged था मैं. All of this you see around me. So that I will never deny. So, and parents का भी रहता है ना कि this requires again for me to do it full time and as a career. Parents could never digest this as a career. It is very hard for them, and you cannot blame especially middle class. It's very hard for them to digest it कि तुम ये career की तरह करना चाहते हो. And at one point my father was like कि हम तुम्हें इतना equipment दिलाएंगे, इसके बाद तुम खुद कमाओ, and ले आओ. But at the same time the double standard was कि अगर तुम्हें बाहर जाके एमएस करना है तो हम तुम्हें 2 करोड़ देने को भी तैयार हैं.
हाँ. Dude,
That was the
I get it. Absolutely.
and चलो fuck एमएस. जो कोचिंग मेरे को गेट की डाल रहे थे, that charge 1 lakh. I just needed a little money. I need, you know how much I needed for some vocal lessons I took, like 5,000. And they were like off the no, off the
Oh
whatever.
my god.
So music, so that kind of thing I would dealt with, and I was like, fuck this shit. You know, I was like, calling me, I was fuck this shit. We had a deal. You give me your typical Desi parents, give me a place to live, yahan, and pay for my college, uh, and I'll give you that grade. Graduation tak I'm here. And I did gigs, like anything I could to fund my strings ke paise, release ke paise. I released a song from 2019 from a different artist name. I had to pay the guy around 3,000, 4,000 to get it mixed and stuff. I did all the gigs I can, like collected that money, gave it. So basically, I was trying to do gigs to fund my game. So otherwise, normally, yeah, so I took it from friends. I gave them, eventually paid them back. So that's how the ball rolled. Even this amp changed my game. This is not my amp. This is a common friend of ours. Name is Shashwat. So he was like, he loved what I don't know. He just connected and he saw कि भाई कर रहा है. I used to, upload stuff and he liked it. He was like कर रहा है, and he was like, yo, you can keep my amp. It's at my place. It's lying anyway. So he gave this to me, and this changed the game. Like I needed this. If this wasn't for this, काफी gig नहीं करता मैं, और जो recording में sounds आ रहे हैं वो नहीं आते. So very important for my growth. So all these things. I said ना, investment काफी जाता है to do it as a career, and so that was a very uphill battle. I fought. I was like, no gate, no nothing. And it was you live with them every day. You can't blame them. And it wasn't that easy. And at the same time, मेरे को अपने gigs करने थे, and they were seeing that. So it was a rebellion sort of phase which I had to do for myself. So, but on my terms, I'm like, hey, I'm not asking anything from you. Stop me if you can. So if you stop me now, kab tak you stop me. So it's better you don't stop me. If you wish best for me. So gate
Right.
was rejected the and wo wala made so, and I sat for all interviews. I was like, that line just stuck with me कि जब तुम कमाओगे तो you can get your equipments. I'm like, deal.
कमाना पड़ेगा.
Now I like deal. So my whole and sole purpose was to leave the town, continue doing my music. And by 2019, I've released 3 songs under a different artist name. Um, I might re-release one of them under Rushabh. My old artist name was Blue. So I was releasing music. I played my first festival at 2019, local festival tha, but I played with a
Oh,
band, my
nice.
own songs. That is pretty neat. So it was going great. Yeah, I mean, you get the vibe now, how it was an uphill battle. It's still an uphill battle, but now they really want, especially my mom really wants me to succeed. Like, weirdly, what happened is, and this was the turning point of it. So I had the job scene na 19 May 7th sem I got placed. 8th sem May I was in 2028 sem. I was about to graduate 2020, and it was in Bangalore. So it was set. My numbers भी सही आ रहे थे, कोई चिंता नहीं थी. So now parents were chill. They were like, okay, this fucker has a job. Let him do. So I was leveraging that. So the pandemic hit. Everyone was at home. The world was going to hell. It still is. But that's a different conversation. So so that was the first time ever that I did music for like 8-10 months, 120%. Like, because कुछ करने को नहीं था. Pandemic hit कर गया था. I was at home. Online paper चल रहे थे, but we all know I cheated as fuck. I didn't study anything for 8 sem. So
Mm-hmm.
everyone cheated. I mean, no one, कोई है नहीं जो didn't cheat. So easily निकल गया था वो तो. But then I was dead set to. It was a good time for me, fortunately, because for the first time in my life, I was 120% only waking, sleeping, doing everything I can. वो होता है ना पूरा, सिर्फ सिर्फ मेरे को एक चीज के बारे में सोचना है, राइट सॉन्ग डू म्यूजिक, एंड दैट वाज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट phases of my life. And all the three songs you see came out of those phase. That's when I
Oh.
connected with some big names, my idols, though idol hai mere, they're very big in the
Mm-hmm.
scene. So they started following me, and I came into their notice, and they taught me and gave me, I'm very grateful to them. So the thing is, 20, just because of that one move, कि had all the time, resource नहीं थे मेरे पास, to be frank, but had
Mhm.
time. So my mentality was कि whatever I have, like right now, I will make the best out of it. And still I kind of keep that ethic कि whatever you have, try to make the best out of it at every moment, at every like fraction, at every small. So I think that has kept me going. So that's when it shifted, क्योंकि अब if my parents added me, तू क्या कर रहा है, I'll be like, यार, I'm waiting for the offer letter. And that was valid. I was waiting for the
You
offer
were
letter.
really waiting for the offer letter.
Huh, that was valid. So even Anshul, one of our common friends, was back in town. His name is Vivek. He's a great stand-up. He's a stand-up comic and stuff. So I was at it, and pandemic made us like think about things. Even the first wave really did, and I was like, fuck, what if I out of the world, and what's the last thing I would want to do? I was like, 120, I want to be in a band. Vivek hit me up, he had drums. I formed a band with him instantly. So it was a very fun phase.
Mm-hmm.
So in fact, I wanted those gigs. He was doing stand-up gigs यहाँ जबलपुर में, and I wanted money to release my music. So I did those gigs, and whatever money I collected from those gigs, जो तुम लोग release देख रहे हो, went into that. So
Right.
So the three releases that are out there. So I learned I was very lucky to learn how to get traction, how to actually release music, and how to hit up these publications. वहाँ पे I was lucky to get featured and known, recognized, radio and whatever. And I was like, this is my shot. And I figured कि I have good. एक weird, मतलब एक वो भी था, luck factor भी था कि I know I had good songs with me, and I saw everyone in the
Mm-hmm.
scene क्योंकि I had that time ना, I was connected to people in the scene. Luckily 2020 में I was like a local bedroom Jabalpur boy, and then everyone was online, so I connected to the right
Right.
Yeah.
people.
So you
So
got a very good audience,
I
like a
got the
audience.
I connected to the right people and went from this local, because my music is not mainstream. It's not, I don't work in Jabalpur, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I went from like this bedroom to be thoda sa in the scene, like those scene kids, people into indie music, some artist, fellow indie artist, and like
Right.
म्यूजिक क्यूरेटर्स. अब तो थोड़ा हाई की किस्मत से, बट इनिशियली आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट इनिशियली गॉट लाइक एन थ्रू आउट द कंट्री सॉर्ट ऑफ ऑडियंस, धीरे धीरे थ्रू वेरियस कम्युनिटीज. So I was like, shit, this is my shirt. तो मैं देख रहा था ना सबके बाकी who was getting featured and how are they, what's the
Mm-hmm.
quality of songs. So I was like, dude, I think I can do this. Like I have good songs, I can do it. So I was like, this is worth everything. I've figured everything for the first time in my life. I have the answers, I have the blueprint, I have the time, because I was waiting for IBM. I
Mm-hmm.
just woke, slept, and did everything, for these releases. Everything. Just didn't care about anything at all. So, luckily it worked out. And eventually धीरे धीरे it worked out. ऐसे नहीं कि फेब में रिलीज हुआ तो धीरे धीरे सारे publications ने follow किया एक दो महीनों बाद. And to this, I was very lucky throughout the year. Everyone, little traction मिलता रहा मेरे को. Um, So in that way, but it really did got me. I was like, okay, what next? I can't be sitting in my Jabalpur ऐसे room में. Uh, so I was फिर मैं नए jobs and all. I knew कि this needed money. I knew I needed to be independent. Because my frame was broken. Now my parents were gonna at me for. They're gonna like, bitch, now what? And they are, no one's perfect, man. They were getting weirdly anxious. They were very worried. And
Mhm.
जब वो anxious होते हैं ना, तो whole system gets like shaky.
Shaky.
Absolutely.
Things get really messy because they're like, fuck, ये चूतिया कर क्या रहा है? हाँ. So they were atting me. Okay, they were like, तू ये government exam लिख, तू ये वो कर. That's the moment that started happening. I knew what I needed to do. I needed pub control back of my life. So for that, I
Mhm.
needed to get a job because once I have my money, then I'm like, yo, I have my money. I can make my own living. So I'm. And to be honest, when those magazine stuff started happening, release started happening, and so I put one gig. I put when I was gonna release the kindness song, I put up a
Hmm.
pre-release gig at my place. It was a Thanksgiving note for people who have been with me through thick
So
and
you
thin, my
organized it
friends.
at your home. You organized
Yeah,
something at your.
yeah. It has it एक after movie भी है उसकी. I'll send you on Instagram. It's a great
Oh,
after
that's
movie.
cute.
Yeah. So if it's weirdly मेरा place का ना जो छत है ना, it's like a building of
Huh.
sort. तो जो छत में there's a shed which where
Hmm.
and there's a open air. So it एक proper gigs हो सकती है वहाँ. So I thought यहाँ gigs डालते
Mhm.
हैं like as a so it was like a Thanksgiving thing for everyone who has always supported me. Celebration, oh, we worked really hard. Song is coming out. Thank you. We didn't die. Pandemic, maybe also that was a big part of it. Uh,
Yeah.
Very emotional moment for me. Just I don't know. I didn't, to be honest, I didn't know was point to what was lying ahead of me, but I was just grateful. I called everyone. Everyone came. It was one of the most beautiful shows times I've had. So that happened, and हुआ क्या ना कि for the first time ever, my mom actually saw कि हम मतलब how many people gave a fuck, like कितने, like a lot of people came,
Mm.
like a lot of people came, and when my mom actually talked to them कि ये क्या है, क्या कर रहा है, and then they gave कि ये है, and तो उनको भी थोड़ा assurance मिला कि oh
Assurance.
actually it's not this idiot in his head, you know. जो मैंने उनको अपने आर्टिकल्स भेजे जहाँ मैं फीचर हुआ हूँ, टोल्ड हर मोर अबाउट द गेम. सो उनको एक्चुअली समझ में आया कि समथिंग रियल इज गोइंग ऑन. एंड दिस ईयर, लास्ट ईयर 2021, when we I planned some gigs, through the gigs, and imagine it was an alternative gig, like not your mainstream thing. And
Mhm.
we packed the venue, like packed it, like people, we expected venue capacity के हिसाब से capping 70-60 people. We capped 70-80 people. We have to tell people not to come because the room was packed. And it
Dude,
was,
that's
Nice. That is,
and
yeah.
that was a big gig. That was even, it was such a big gig. It was a template ki how it is done, how shit is done. Like it
Nice.
was a standard set.
Mm.
And to be honest, everyone, so I told you, scene kids and everyone follow me. When I posted about those gigs, clips and stuff, and it was like, yo, dude, where in Bangalore is this? I'm like, no, it's not in Bangalore.
Oh, it was at that level.
It was
Nice.
that late. It was pretty. So थोड़े substantiate हुए हैं things, down the line.
Mm.
She saw कि oh, this motherfucker now can do this side of things. So now तो as a parent उनको भी समझ में आ रहा है कि हाँ कुछ है, but at the same time वो दूसरी situation भी देख रही हैं कि
Mhm.
yeah.
bro,
I
is
mean, I get it.
money
Through
money is
stability,
very
वगैरह.
flimsy. Money is very flimsy. There are two ways which I understood. Few of my friends, they're very hardworking. They are full-time musicians, professionals. my age, we all started the same boat, and there are two ways. So either you serve your creativity, do it for the love of it, and there's this commercial side in which if I were to do it full time, the only way can see making money is doing shadi gigs. शादी में जाके वो
Mm-hmm.
वाला चीजें बजाने लगूं मैं, and doing whatever shitty gig I can get hands on and earn like some money. Uh, you get or take classes, tutor people. What
Yeah.
else? ऐसी सी चीजें ना करनी पड़ेंगी मेरे को. Now
Mm-hmm.
what would happen? But that's one side of it. I'm totally in this side, creating, writing, the creativity, the juice. I am serving the juice. Since I was in college, I was serving the juice. So I was in that scene, कि मैं cafe gigs कर रहा हूँ, money, getting money. Played whatever at a point I played whatever I wanted. Not whatever I wanted, but जो भी हिंदी गाना सीखता था and played because that's what they wanted. Even none of my taste were, मतलब थ्योरी वाली बात होती है ना कि
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need to listen to the song. I could just play, So in that sense, I could just play. I played whatever, but at the same time, मैं उसी में loop में फंस गया था. कि is this music? Is this where? If I have to slog for it, if I'm chasing, अगर ये burden बनता जा रहा है ऐसा sloggish. If I need, and there's no money, and if I'm chasing money that way, so why don't I
Mm-hmm.
just do engineering and just quit this? The
Yeah.
So you
point
have
समझ
like
रहे हो?
a, what I understand is that you have a very weird love-hate relationship with your work and engineering and stuff like that. I mean, you know somewhere that you don't want to do it, but you have to do it because
Necessary
that
evil.
is necessary. Yes. Hmm.
Sorry to interrupt, but you were driving a great point. Really driving a
Right.
great point.
I get it. Like, sometimes when you feel that, this is not exactly what I can do, not something I want to do, but I have to do it because the other option is not that good.
You
Like the
know,
other option is
yeah,
worse.
as like I flirted around with the idea of, that side of music.
The
Ki I
more
flirted
glamorous
around.
and the
नहीं नहीं,
more glamorous and
the not glamorous but the money वाला business, जितना अभी मैं locally
commercialized.
समझा
हाँ.
हूँ, जबलपुर में जितना locally मैं समझा हूँ how people make money with music, it's just tutor kids and वो guitar lessons लेके और play these
Hmm.
cafes, shadis, and how shadis get, we both know how shadis get. So the thing is ki somewhere inside me I was questioning what am I doing when I was going and playing those shows. I was wondering because that was a big headache, na. Ki you hit up the venue people, you do all that fucking bargain you did, and you carried all your equipment, you made out time, you practiced, and you know what you practice the worst part. You practice something that is not about you. What your music
Right.
vision, creative artistic vision. You listen, जो तुम सुन रहे हो my releases. मतलब the worst part is I was spending time practicing something, being something that
That
doesn't
other
even
people like. Yeah, it's just
represented
something
me
other
as an
people like.
artist. It doesn't represented me as an artist. It wasn't even true to me. So as in musician point of view, it was ridiculous. Like that's something I wouldn't post on my social media or wouldn't. That's not like समझ रही हो ना, the songs that it wasn't the songs I showed you. Well, recently I developed a sort of environment. Like the gigs we do right now is totally about us, like totally about me or my music, and sort of lucky enough learned how to put ticket on it. People learned how to, and was lucky. I love my everyone who supports me from the deep inside, you know. So worked out a way key recently have worked out a way key, okay, how to do music for my own, my own true music. That's what I'm putting out there. But I flirted around with that idea of, cafe gigs karna, playing whatever song, shadi music, and we were hustling to get like a shadi gig for like whatever 12,000 in 2018 12,000 ऐसा कुछ था, हम लोग 4 लोगों में बंटता और ऐसा we would play some weird old whatever music that wasn't even real to us, and the worst part is बहुत headache होता है इन सब चीजों में. Imagine as a band, like
Mhm.
I was managing my college also back then, and
Right.
I had like little bracket to do music, not like I had all the time and all the money in the world. I had
Yeah, so
like
like how
little.
did your day look like in college? Like a typical day look
College.
like? And like how did you accommodate music in that?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. Point, I was very intense in college. Like it was a do it or die sort of attitude for me. Like
Mhm.
I didn't care about anything else.
You were
I
very
didn't care.
serious basically.
I
Very
was like
focused.
intense. Yeah, I was super intense. Like I didn't care about making friends in college. I didn't care about talking to people. बस में मैं गाने सुनता था so I can get a listening palette. मैं बस में गाने सुनता
Mhm.
था, जाता था, ब्रेक में निकलता नहीं था, गाने सुनता था, thought about what I actually wrote a lot of lyrics in classes. The first Ghana I released, I wrote almost all of it in class, like physics class. So back of my I used to keep write. I
Physics
used to keep
class.
writing. Yeah, I mean it's out there. It's called Little Monkey. We made a music video of it
Oh,
also. So
So cute.
nice.
yeah, 20. It's a very philosophical, nihilistic sort of song, So 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 basically you get an idea na ki how I did it. Like I was
I
pretty
do, yeah.
intense, and I was that personality. I was very ऐसा mean तो नहीं था, मैं rude कभी नहीं था किसी से भी. But I just kept to myself and resting
You
bitch
did not
face.
prefer interacting with many people. You were
Yeah,
introvert.
I had like a resting bitch face, or I just cringed
More
at
like you
everyone.
mind your business, I'll mind mine. All
Yes.
right. So, right now, what are your goals in general? Like as a musician, or do you have any goals in your profession as well?
Definitely,
Professional.
definitely.
Tell us about it.
I believe in like, so I'm really into philosophy. So um there's like doing of it, and there's like why core behind, there's like core belief, and there's like actions doing of it. So
Mhm.
the core belief remains the core, but this thing, the doing of it, it's dynamic because it's very situational and it's very feedback oriented. Like you do something, get a feedback, your situation changes. Sometimes randomness of the existence hit you, like pandemic aa gaya tha, no
Right.
one knew. So it's just you. So I have like philosophies with respect to things, and even those philosophies, they change, but I think at one core philosophy which has stuck till now, since I started doing it, it has been there. So so what you asked na wo bhi change hota raha. Like if you ask this question to me in college, I had different goals, and अचानक से releasing music, getting the feedback से तुम अलग जगह पे आ जाते हो ना, तो
Yeah, I
तुम्हारे वो
think
Mhm.
change.
you mean reality check. You get a lot of reality checks, a lot of situational
Exactly.
changes.
So goals उतने ना rigid नहीं होते, तो core beliefs rigid होते. Once you sort of broke, as an artist, what do you think? Big gigs, way to make money, artistic credibility, these features. I can brag about being on the radio, Rolling Stone, you know, whatever. Third is since ये थोड़ा business, थोड़ा niche तो नहीं है, but you'd get it. Spotify dominant in the industry. No one buys music. It's all
Mhm.
streamings, and Spotify drives everything. Listener taste, even big.
Absolutely.
So my next big thing is to be featured on those big editor playlist, which I'm seeing my peers do. मेरे काफी peers को big editor playlist में मिला है function. So my next artistic goal is that, like, professional goal is that getting a Spotify playlist editor feature, and obviously more magazine feature, more press coverage, Second, third thing, most obvious, maybe I'd hit up some management, get signed to some management. I have some people in the radar. But na, ye sab na, ye, that's what I tell, man. These things are very fragile and volatile. I believe,
You can't predict
They can
them,
change.
those
you,
You
things.
cannot like be
and
for sure that.
they're not even real. They're not even real.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, when I was in college, या जब मैं सोचता ना गाने लिखूंगा, I cold DM a big indie artist when I was in college. I told him, this is what I do, this is who I am, please tell me how to be like you. I just want to make music. If I can 20% be like you. And he was so humble. उसने मेरे को बताया भी how he does it. He's one of the biggest now. He doesn't follow me, but he's very approachable. His name is Tejas Menon. He's good indie artist. मतलब you can search him, you'll get how credible he is. So he
Hmm.
told me तब. So the point is कि मैं तब, if you ask me for the goals, I would say कि मैं यार कभी job पाऊंगा, बाहर जाऊंगा, Mumbai या Pune, and get to know people personally. It would take me 8 years to get featured on Rolling Stone. You get it? But right now, I kind of gotten there,
Yeah, so
and
your
I know.
So,
ambitions increased. Like your
अरे नहीं, ambition नहीं. The
you were
point is
able
कि
to.
ये सारी चीजें बहुत volatile होती हैं. You never know.
hmm,
But
hmm,
what is the
Right.
core of it? I think being going back to the core of what I told ना, ये सब चीजें कितनी volatile हैं, and you cannot base things on external validation like this. What what
Right.
what what
Absolutely.
what I mean to say is, अगर कल कोई मैगजीन फीचर नहीं करेगी, मैं गाना बनाना बंद कर दूंगा क्या? Should I be giving a fucks about this? The point is no. So one thing is to try. One thing is to give a go. Even that philosophically, I feel I am only serving my music, or not even my music,
hmm,
but in general, this gift of creation that we artists get. And it is beautiful gift of creation, because if you talk with any artist, all the songwriters I've talking to, no one really knows how they do it. Like, ask them, तुमने ये गाना कैसे लिखा? We just sit here, we download information when it hits us, and we write it on paper. That's how literally how it is. And it, जितना हम प्रैक्टिस करते हैं ना वो गेम, उतना हम बेटर होते जाते हैं. बट फंडामेंटली वी डोंट नो हाउ इट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम. ये बहुत ही सबकॉन्शियस प्रोसेस है. सो तो द पॉइंट काइंड ऑफ इज कि एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इन चीजों पे रिलाई करना इज dicey. And for the gift of creation, I feel even that's why I kind of went, me and Anshul spoke about it. That's why I'm not rejecting being commercial. Like a lot of artists that had that, yeah, non-commercial, 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 gatekeep. I want to be accessible for people like me, kids like me, finding my music, who don't have the privilege to have those access to the independent music niche gates. I don't want to be out there. So the point is, I feel like I've created this creation has happened through me. I want to serve it. Want it jitna
Right.
as big as, जितना भी इसको भेज पाऊँ मैं करूँगा अपने जितना. तो इन दैट वे मैं सब करना चाहूँगा, वट एवर आई टोल्ड यू. बट then I think about it, if I create music thinking about the next press release, it is a losing game.
Because then
If
you're
I
not enjoying it. Because then
वो
there's
तो
a
है ही,
pressure.
वो तो है ही, but the thing is कि pressure, हाँ, you can say, but the thing is fundamentally should my creation, मतलब क्या, मतलब ये सोच के गाने थोड़ी ना बनाने चाहिए मेरे को कि भाई कितने कि कौन फीचर करेगा क्या मेरे को, या Spotify सुनेगा कि
Fame
नहीं.
के लिए नहीं है.
Yeah, these are just ambitious material world के goals, I'm telling you. These are material
hmm.
physical goals. क्योंकि ये मेरा brand बनाएगा, all that bull. It's not bullshit, but you feel me. But at the
Right.
fundamental of the whole game, the creation, that should not rely on anything. That should That is more about वो जो मैं बोल रहा था, finding my process, writing the best music I can, being as honest as I can as an artist, and consistently creating music and putting myself out there. That's fundamentally, at all levels, always keep creating music. I
So, like you told, you had a process like where you went on like work 72 hours in a stretch, and writing, listening, and like playing, singing.
recording,
At
yeah.
a stretch, you do, yeah, recording. But when like with managing job and all, this you can't do that. So like it's a break. Like you work for 9-10 hours, then you have some 4 hours, then again you have to do the job, then again 4-5 hours, and like
Fact.
it's kind of like you know it's difficult to get like dive deep into your music work. So how
True.
you handle that? Because at a artist, I think it might affect a lot.
That's a brilliant question, man. Right now, it's like with the day job, my process was different in college. How I used to create my process was
Right.
जब मेरे को even in class anywhere I got an idea, I just did it. I left everything, I did it. And college में except for exams, I was pretty hardcore in a way कि अगर मैं रिकॉर्डिंग कुछ करने बैठ जाऊं तो मैं सब कुछ बंद कर देता था, सब कुछ. I used to record, I used to stop sleeping. I have had 72 hours long recording sessions, video editing sessions in a single go. So that was my work flow artistic process. That has completely fallen apart since I have a constraint of a job. I cannot do that.
Mm-hmm.
Need to do the 10 hours, need to, so I cannot have a stretch, a long haul. So my
Yeah,
creative
because you
process
need to
is
manage a job, your like
exactly,
relations,
exactly,
and you need some personal time as well. And then apart from that, you have to
exactly.
make music. Right.
So the thing is कि पहले क्या था ना कि वो जो तुम्हारा एक प्रोसेस बन जाता है, मेरा जो बन गया था
Hmm.
spontaneous था, मैं बहुत
Mm-hmm.
spontaneous and one go on the burst of creativity. And to be honest, luckily I've had like mad ideas, always having some idea, always going at it, which is still there. बट जो मेरी प्रोसेस है, जो मैंने अपने आप को ग्रूम, वो होता है ना एक चीज फॉलो करते करते तुम्हें हैबिट, और उसको अनलर्न करना बहुत टफ हो रहा है अभी मेरे लिए. तो राइट नाउ
Mm-hmm.
माई लाइफ सिचुएशन इज कम्प्लीटली चेंज्ड. नाउ आई कैन नॉट बी दैट गाय दैट doesn't sleep for 4 days, only records. I cannot be that
Right.
guy. And that's how these released happened. That's how all of good stuff I put out happened. Now that cannot be done. That's what
Right.
I'm struggling to find a new, कि यहाँ पे जो मैं हूँ 10 घंटे काम करने के बाद 4 घंटे जो मेरे पास, जिसमें मेरे को सोना भी है और सांस भी लेनी है और खाना भी खाना
Mm-hmm.
है, और फिर मैं वीकेंड में रिकलेक्ट करता हूँ. एंड यू वुड गेट इट मैन, अंशुल वुड गेट द बेस्ट, यू वुड डाउन द लाइन गेट इट बेटर, लिव्ड एक्सपीरियंस है. अभी तो theoretically you would get it. Not to put you down, I didn't don't mean to put you down at all. um but it's like then the weekend comes and you're dreaded by the week, and थोड़े personal काम भी रहते हैं which you could only catch up on the weekend. My conclusion is कि keeping it alive तो बहुत try कर रहा हूँ, any means necessary. Like I formed a band, I try to put myself in situations कि it's alive, formed a band, take gigs, think about it later, try to push myself and like write more. मतलब मैं
Mm-hmm.
कभी कभी जॉब के बीच में भी लिखता रहता हूँ, just you need to keep that
Mm-hmm.
alive. To keep that alive, I'm doing anything. I'm doing way more than I used to, like forming bands, trying to find more collaborations, क्योंकि मेरे पास सब अकेले करने की एनर्जी नहीं है, टाइम भी नहीं है, टू बी फ्रैंक. दैट्स व्हाई माय नेक्स्ट रिलीजेस आई विल कोर काम करूंगा, लिखूंगा, कंपोज करूंगा, बट माइट डाइवर्ट वर्क टू अदर पीपल, बिकॉज यू नो and eventually I've realized the biggest segment, that is to do it properly. There's only one way, there's only, it can't be something two votes. Either it will remain a hobby, plateau, I will at any given chance go all in. That is pretty much it. That's two things I've realized. So I'm sort of building with this job or any other job I have, sort of building that exit. And that exit I will take. Like that is, I won't wait for it. Matlab, I think I might, you know, अभी तो I'm sort of planning that, but इतना मेरे दिमाग में पक्का है क्योंकि I've seen it ना जब मैं when I did it full time sort of thing. I know how much effort it takes. I know how much planning it takes.
Hmm.
I know what it takes. And to be honest, not to put anyone down, but it takes way more planning across so many things, aspects. जो regular job में it's not there. Regular job में you log in, do it, log out. But either you need to from bottom up think about everything and actually create the product, yeah, music, and then think about other things. And it's everything you're managing. So it takes a lot, and it's sort of a very ऐसा भी नहीं है ना कि market is good. It's good validating capitalist. We live in a capitalist consumerist sort of thing. So it's not like some skills, some things are validated by the system. तुम्हें पैसे मिलेंगे, तुम thrive करोगे. Some
Hmm.
things like music, there's a very shrill 1% making it all, and there's no plateau in between. Like 1% of musician makes like 99, 98% of the wealth, 98% of the streams. Baki jo nine rest of the musician, there's no plateau like in other fields like IT. You can have like a okay job, maximum people can have a like okay job, have a living. It's not the same in music. It's such a dynamic field. इतना चेंज होता रहता, हर 2 साल में चेंज हो जाएगा गेम. रील्स आर सी
Right.
रील्स आर द नेक्स्ट थिंग. एक साल पहले कोई नहीं सोचता था रील से कोई आज इफ यू नीड टू ब्रेक इन, you need to be viral on like main skin like Olivia Rodrigo. The companies, the big companies, they're trying to adjust, make songs that were real mein viral. You know what I mean to say ki the dynamic is so different, it changes. So it takes so much effort to really, and that can't be done half-heartedly, mere opinion mein. So Loki, I hope that answers it, man.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Okay,
But
so
being but like one last thing, sorry to interrupt. One last thing
Hmm.
जो तू बोल रहा था ना, see there are things जो अपन ने starting में बोला, such a investment, first hand investment oriented thing. You need to, especially when you're middle class, not privileged, like me. Like I'm काफी privileged to be frank. I've seen people way less privileged than me, but I'm not the bourgeoisie. I'm not the capitalist. I'm not the class जिसको. So everyone who has a job and he needs to work for survive, no matter what kind of job, they're not the bourgeoisie. They're not the. वो होते हैं ना, कई लोग होते हैं जिनको they don't need to labor. They have set something up
Hmm.
that is ensuring their survival. They don't need to work for a
right.
living. They can choose to work for a living. That's a different thing. But we don't have the
That's passive
choice.
income. They have a
Whatever
passive.
they might have anything, passive
Hmm.
income, material, generational wealth, crime,
Generation.
whatever bullshit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
can be warlord, whatever. The thing is, वो वाला जो thing है ना, so basically that's where the middle class stands. We are the class that are bound to work for capital. Beat any work, capital के लिए काम करना पड़ेगा. तो क्या है ना कि कैपिटल इज इम्पोर्टेंट जो तू बोल रहा है ना. तो वन वे आई एक्सप्लेन कि तूने म्यूजिक के बारे में पूछा, तो मैं ऐसा लाइक ये तो पक्का है कि अच्छे से करने के लिए इसको फुल टाइम करना पड़ेगा. मतलब कैपिटल इज कम्स वेयर इट, ऐसा है कि आई हैव टू मैनेज. I have to like find my ways around this job so I can sustain. Some people have way more responsibilities. They got to give it to the family and stuff, not just the music, not just their own lives. So it just somehow like managing. Like how you have to either, it's just a very sad situation. I wish it was better, but it's do it on the weekends. You need to sacrifice, sadly. Need to find a way, build a way. I to
Hmm.
say steal from the rich also. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. So that's my answer.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So I think thank you so much, Rishabh. Is there, I mean, I
Nice.
think we're done
Thanks.
here.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to add, Anshul or Rishabh?
No, yeah, that's it.
Thanks
Okay.
then.
All right, man. Lovely it was. Thank you for the time.
Same,
Overstayed the
guys.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Take care.
Thank you
Take
for your
care.
time, Rishabh. Yeah,
Thank you so
Take
much for
care.
your
take
time,
Thanks for
care.
the
Rishabh.
opportunity, man. Love you all. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye
yeah,
bye.
okay.
Bye,
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Anshul.
This was the first episode of Celebrating Individuality with Geekosophers. Hope you guys enjoyed the show.
And hope you find something insightful in the conversation we've had. And it was insightful. At least it was fun, if nothing else. Please do find the links to my social media in the description. I would love to connect. And of course, the links to my music also will be in the description.
Subscribe the channel for more such content. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace.
Kindness is the answer. Kindness is the answer. Kindness is the answer. When we're all going through a plague, life and death seem so vague.